Welcome to the channel. This is Geauxgreddy. Welcome to the 2020-21 FIA Nations Race at GT Sport Special Stage Group X. Tonight we are in a myriad of cars: the Supra, the F40, we have the Diablo in the house, Corvette, various cars that you can use in this race. Before we get to qualifying, first, I just want to wish everyone a Happy New Year. I hope you have a really good year next year and that you're able to find success in whatever it is that you may do or choose to do. So good luck to you in this upcoming 2021. So as you see in qualifying, it is a two-man show. I didn't realize you had to have three to have fun, but we did catch up with another group of folks and they joined our little happy group here as we went around the track. I actually thought I was having a pretty scorching lap right around now, as we had a nice little group going. We had used some slipstream with some folks that we picked up along the way, so I was like, for certain we were going to be top three. There was no doubt in my mind until we crossed the line, and then I looked up and I noticed, oh look, well that's cool, raccoons in P1, and wow, P10, almost 3 seconds back. So yeah, definitely need more than two to play the slipstream game. Let's get on with the nation's intro. That's what we call it here in GT Sport. We call it train racing. A chugga choo choo. I'm in P13 to start. Heading down the long straight at Route X here. Special stage, of course, as I get my doors utterly sucked off by Jag Tony in the F40. I'm still feeling the vortex. Cleared my sinuses. He went by so fast. So I get into the slipstream train. Luckily did not lose it. You can lose it at the beginning of this race. If you get the right combination of cars in front of you and you're in the wrong car, you can actually lose the slipstream at the start of the race, which kind of stinks because this race is a lot of fun when you're in the slip. The part of the course where all the action seems to occur, the corners. There's only two of them, and this is the first one. So there's definitely going to be some action in this corner. As the Super moves down to my right, I'm going to move down in the middle between him and Impatient Meteor here, get behind Justin P3. We're going to push Jag Tony up a little bit. He's really moving in that Ferrari. So it's right here at this point in the race, I decide I'm going to stick with Jag Tony in the Ferrari and try and push him forward. Didn't think it would be wise to get on the side of Justin P3. Just there as RIP SPL 170DB. Apparently has some contact with the wall. Jag Tony flings around the outside of XO Fox 7. I have an incredible run. I go around the outside of him, and Impatient Meteor comes in right behind me and gets on my bumper. We form up a new train, a train of four right here, heading down the straight. It looks like we've got a group in front of us, and we might be able to run down if we can just stay in this line, as we are really scooting down the long straight towards quarter number, you guessed it, 2. Now, I give a bump draft to Jag Tony there, but he really just, I don't know what happened there, but he took off like kind of like bat out of hell there. He just really went forward quickly. So, unfortunately, couldn't pull in front of ATK TK8, but hey, I've got another F40 I can choose to run with if I want to. Now, oddly enough, ATK's Ferrari doesn't seem to have the pull that Jag Tony's does. I don't know what's going on there. So Jag Tony slips to the outside. I decide to go with him. Impatient Meteor comes along with us and rides the train. That's right. We are making moves towards the front. We've got Combat Drongo and GT Benja in our sights now as we head into corner 2. Again, things get interesting. 2 to my left, 1 down behind me to the right. I'm going to stay with Jag Tony here on the inside line. Just try and keep as smooth as possible. The wind buffeting as we are going 253 miles an hour in this highly banked corner at this here stage at Route X track. So we make a pass there on ATK, as it looks like he may have gotten into the wall a little bit, and come out in P10 of that corner. But we've got another train forming up here on the right hand side. We also have one on the left, so two trains running side by side. Again, I'm staying with the F40. Impatient Meteor also staying with me. Fox 7 tries to push his way in, but Jag Tony's going to have none of it and shoves it back out. The Ferrari is actually pretty stable on this track, so you can get pretty loosey-goosey with it and gather it back up. The suspension on the Supra was really loose, so you couldn't really do that. So anyway, moving forward into the corner, again, where things seem to happen. Jag Tony behind, GT Benja still pushing him. I'm going to stay behind him. Now, it seemed like we were moving a little bit quicker with the Ferrari out front, but I'm not going to complain. I've moved from P13 to P7's Rip Way Daddy. He must have had some contact with the wall there. Again, down to my right, we've got Justin P3. On my left, we've got another Supra, and then right behind me, another Supra, and right behind, in front of him, there's just Supras everywhere. As just to my right, it looks like Fox gets into my quarter panels. He's trying to move back in. Ferrari trying to slip back, get back in the slipstream. I'm trying to let him in, actually. But apparently there's just not quite as much gap there as there should have been. Maybe this Supra has a really long nose and I'm just not used to it. I have no idea. I'm on bumper cam. You'd think I would know. But anyway, so staying with the Ferrari. Again, he goes to the outside of Combat Drongo, and I'm going to stick with him. And again, Impatient Meteor sticks with me, and we pass that group up. As we head into the final corner, I've got three Supras lining up behind me. I'm sticking with Jag Tony. Now, Drongo gets a good run out of there, but he flies off the right. I don't see him in my rearview mirror. As I'm staying behind Jag Tony, he comes back in, gets into my quarter panel. I'm able to gather it up. I thought I had it. Wasn't going to hit the barrier, but did hit the barrier. Got the 1.5 second penalty. Let's look at that again. As I'm trying to stay behind Jag Tony in that buffeting slipstream there, he slips a little bit to the inside and comes back over. Combat Drago tries to get in that slipstream, but unfortunately makes contact with the back of the car, and we finish P17. Not very good result after all that hard work. So this time I decide I'm going with the F40. The F40 seemed to have some pretty good moves. So unfortunately, I am door number one in this. I hate being door number one in the lot. Anyway, starting the race, I give myself a nice little. I'm not starting the race, rather starting the qualifying. I give myself a nice little gap to the group in front of me. I've got a bump drafter behind me that's going to work with me. We cross the line, and right here, I'm going to make up 3/4 of a second. So I know if I can catch up to and stay with this group, I'm at least going to start in front of those 4 cars. So I've got at least 4 positions short up right here as I just really come hauling in here in this F40 and get in with this slipstream group as we come around corner number 1. Looking good, looking like we're going to catch another group of cars, which means, again, more speed, more subs. We're going 257 through the curve here, which is really moving good. So I get in the back of Pasco 99 and give him a love tap and then jump in behind him. Again, we're still carrying good speed out of this corner, looking good through there. I get a bump draft from Do 7 Sweeted, or Duh as in two. Wonder if he's French. I don't know. Could be. Well, he's from Canada, so it's very possible he's French-Canadian. Anyway, I have the slipstream of Pasco and Duh behind me. Gives me a little bit of a tap, and I zip around Pasco here. And then I get a really, really nice bump from Duh as we are heading towards the corner. Man, I had really, really good feelings about this lap time. I felt like we were always carrying excellent speed. We had a large train that was going the whole lap. I felt like I was at least going to qualify in the top 8 this time and have a chance to be up front and possibly do well this race after losing about 1,000 DR in the last race, which was terrible. So Pasco back out in front, which was fine because remember I caught his original group, so even if he finishes in front of me, he will actually finish behind me. And I'll just stick with him as long as I can here. Get out of the slipstream at the very end. It's not going to do any good. And cross the line. P1. I get pole position. to start the race, and the Ferrari extremely fast out the gate. So what I do here is I'm hoping that the top three, we can get a group with 2 Supras pushing the Ferrari like I did last race, which would be awesome. We could just get out in front and just be gone, and P1 through 3 could be determined in the final turn, which is what I would prefer. You don't have as many people banging on you and beating you up in the corners, all 2 of them. And so I let off the gas, as you might have saw there, and I'm letting them back, because if not, they wouldn't catch me until this hill up there, but they would also drag the group behind them. But if I gave them a little bit of slip and then let them get behind me and bump draft, then we would break away. But they decide to go by me, and I'm like, oh no, the Ferrari is fastest out front. When you have the Ferrari out front and 2 Supras bump drafting, for whatever reason, man, that it just goes quicker. It just goes faster. As you saw in my previous race, no one could catch basically the train that we had with the F40, myself, and the other Supra. But they didn't want to play, so I slip out the right, hoping that I can get some help here. I got 1, but I got to have 3. I got to have 2 more Supras, so it didn't happen. Enter the corner here. I slip out at the right again, hoping I can gather up 2 Supras. And I can get 1. I can get CNF, but I can't get anyone else to come with me. They all want to stay in a Supra train. So got squeezed out, and every time I get squeezed out, I seem to fall back. As you can see there, CNF gets a little rowdy, pushing me off. Of course, didn't want to get any SR down, so I didn't retaliate and smash him back against the wall. So on to lap 2, still up in the lead group, but to the left there is a group of Lamborghini Diablos coming, along with another train of Supras, and they have just absolutely run down our pack of cars. Now, the Diablos were really good in the slipstream as well, but again, you got to work with them, and man, I got hung out here, and the train just went on by to the left. I couldn't get in to the train. I'm just falling further and further back. I can't seem to get anyone to work with me, and it was just the same thing over and over and over. And we fall way back, all the way back to P16. So that wasn't going to work. So pole to P16, a first to last challenge accomplished, almost. So we go again. Nothing amazing in qualifying. I just got with the group and just kind of hung with them the whole way around the track. And as you see, we are going to start behind THC Evil Melon and his Lamborghini Diablo. We'll be in P4. So we got Diablo Supra to start the race. So we're going to need to get out the gates good here, because the Diablo, like the Ferrari, a little bit quicker on the start and also very good in the slipstream, but needs the Supra to work with it to really maximize the benefits of that car. And if you look in the corner there, you can see slowly moving towards that 0.75. I was getting a little nervous there, but started to pull him back in, thankfully, as we head towards the hill, the only real landmark on the track other than the 2 turns. So you got this hill at the beginning of the race. That kind of bunches folks together a little bit as they slow down, and you're still carrying good speed. You can kind of catch them as you get to the hill there. So I get behind THC Evil Melon and Crib Sickly, and we've got 2 yellow Lambos, followed by 2 red Supras, followed by 4 black Supras. So we are coordinated by color and car here. Thought that was kind of interesting, as you can see. Okay, maybe not that interesting, but anyway, I just noticed. So again, a lot of this race is decided who you're going to stick with to the bitter end, and I've decided I'm sticking with one of these 2 Lambos. Whoever's looking a little gamier, a little more quick. But for now, I'm perfectly content for the next lap and a half to sit here and push these 2 all the way around the track, if they can stay in a line. Now, it's always difficult in this corner to stay in a line as you get buffeting from the car in front of you. Makes your car kind of swerve around, and then people will jump out beside you, and they'll kind of hit you, and you're kind of wiggling all over the place. But it looks like Crib Sickly is maintaining a fairly smooth line through this corner. As we have, it is just tight racing here, going 253 miles an hour. We got 3 wide in the corner, 4 wide at times, bumping into each other, bump drafting, forming different lines. You can see our line there on the left, another small line forming on the right. Only 2 cars though, so they will pose no challenge. The second group also has two lines forming as they try to run us down and get the opportunity to finish up front at the race. Now this line, I mean, look at this, is just tight bumper to bumper racing in the mid 200 mile an hour range. We're bump drafting THC Evil Melon, pushing on Crib Sickley. I'm pushing on him. And we have got that train chugging down the tracks, looking good here in lap one. But anything can happen. You never know. You never know when someone's going to make a mistake. Fast forward here right before the corner. Again, like I said, this is when the moves are made, when the action happens. You can see, even within our group, people are slipping out. They're trying to get up just a position or two each corner, as Evil Melon's having trouble staying on that low line. So I go with Crib Sickley through there. He likes to stay a little on that mid section of the line. So I go with him, and because I know that Super can push the Diablo through there. So go down through here, you can see Evil Melon going up and down the track. Here's when I make the move down to the inside, because I want to be sure that I'm behind the lead Diablo during this race. And I don't want to let anyone in, no matter what. Like I'm going to put my elbows out and hold this position, because I know that the Super pushing that Diablo is going to be very fast. And then if I can get another Super in behind me, pushing the two of us, we can for certain at least keep the group that you saw behind us from catching up to us. So I am putting the trailer hitch on Crib Sickley, and I'm latching it down, putting the lock on, and I'm going to rock and roll down to the next corner here. And that's what I do. Now Johnny behind me, I don't know why he got out of the slipstream right there. He's in P3, and he's on the hill. So I'm not really sure why he decided to slip out. Now Crib Sickley does something right there. It kind of aggravated me. He moved over to the left really quickly to give Johnny the slipstream. Now I was wondering if they were on the mic together at that point. And then as we go in the corner, Crib Sickley can't hold the outside line because he's going to be against the guardrail. So he has to give me the slipstream back. So I take it and I move forward. And Pasco gets his elbows out and moves Pac-Man and Johnny out of the way. Johnny slips all the way back to P8 right there. So now I didn't know if the first position driver here, Sickley, was on the mic with Johnny. Was like, I'm going to the outside, go to the outside, getting the slipstream, or if he was just trying to cause chaos behind him, which is, you can do that when you're in P1. Sometimes I'll slow down a little bit if I'm in P1 in a race and try to get the driver, if someone's all over my rear end, and get the driver that's behind him to catch up to him. So now he has to defend and try to pass me. So it's a tactic you can use. I was wondering if he wasn't trying to use that here and create chaos behind him so that he could stay out front or even break away from the group. Now, break away from the group is highly unlikely, as they were going to form a chase group and probably run them down fairly quickly. But if you get enough cars to wreck between you and the rest of the group, they might give him the opportunity to break away. So wasn't exactly sure if that was what he was trying to do, but it did seem like it. As you can see here, there are two groups. We got a group of 8 followed by another group of 8 behind us, and we are actually being well behaved in this line at this point. Got to have at least 3 cars to make the move on the straight, or you got to wait to the corner to make your move, because that's when everyone gets kind of weavy, wobbly, wiggly, and they're moving in and out, and you can pick a slipstream. So Crib Sickley right here is now starts to make moves left and right. I think he's trying to create chaos here as we head down towards the final corner of the race, where all the action, that is where it really happens, this last corner. He swerves over to the left. I swerve over to the left to stay behind him. Now that gives the slipstream to Pasco, and then it gives it to the red Supra. So moves being made there as the lead car is swerving all over the track. Now, I don't know that it's really doing him any good, but it's definitely making for good racing behind us. As we head in the corner, I'm still in P2. I'm going to stay with him for as long as I can. Now, he goes down again. He likes to enter that corner way down the inside. I should have known that and just kind of went with him. But I'm just trying to stay as steady and behind his rear bumper as I can while I watch my rearview mirror. I want to prevent anyone from getting to the inside of me. As you can see, the 2 cars behind me getting to each other's side, push me forward a little bit, creates a little bit of space. I have a gap between me and P1 as we head down the final corner. I'm getting a good slipstream. I'm going to put it down the inside right here. I get down the inside right of the Diablo, and I've got long legs. I am moving. I am trucking. I am heading towards the finish line, and I cross the finish line in P1, holding off the Diablo and the hard-charging third-place Supra, taking home a victory for the U.S. of Hey, 101 wins, 163 points, clean race bonus. Yes, victory. Love it. Hope you enjoyed the races. I know you would think these races would be boring, but I was having a great time out there. Anyway, so hope you enjoyed them. If you did, hit the like and or subscribe. Come back and check out some more videos. Again, have a happy 2021. And for myself, Geauxgreddy, y'all have a great evening. DJcLean, take us out of here.